say it's over. The world burning round. Life goes round, goes round. You say it's over, but the world keeps spinning round. Thank you. Good night. Damn. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day from all of us here at the West One Radio. And Johnny's like, what's 1968? Well, I like having these kind of discussions. I think it's important that we study it. We study it a little bit. I mean, you'd be amazed what you'll end up finding. Because yesterday, or during the week, to be more precise and exact, it was Thursday. Joe Biden was addressing whatever, you know how they do these things. They're just paid to speak at places. Support, get people rallied up, get them all amped, get them pumped, get them ready. It's like, with Joy Reid, like, with Brooke Baldwin, Chris Hayes, just people, people like there to redirect you, reinforce you, like, make you aware of the fight, of the struggles. And they are, yes. If you look at it, from that era, from that perspective, the things that were going on. The speakers, the movements, Martin Luther King, he had that method of like non-violence. It's like how we're not going to get anywhere by violence. Violence is not going to solve anything. What gets things done is leadership and meeting with leaders, implementing things, getting policies made, getting changes, all things, everything. Talk about money. I mean, in the one speech, it was just, of this show, this 1968 show directed by Tom Hanks and a lot of people. But they show like some of the slums back then, and he's saying, this is not what we want, this is not what we're looking for, and they're showing, the towns just I mean, you could say what it looked like, and you want to say shithole, don't you? Well, yes, I mean, it did look like a shithole, a shithole. I mean, that's, sometimes people speak their mind, I mean, is that what we want? I mean, back then, it was all about building, America. We had builders here. We had builders. Immigrants came to build for jobs on the other side, like that Barry Manilow song, growing up in Brooklyn, the bridge is show your friend, opportunities. I mean, on the one hand, is he saying, is this what is this what we want? Because they made movements and everything, because he was getting involved, back then, with the sanitation. A lot of African American people were working for a sanitation department, and they were getting really low wages. I mean, could you imagine? You know how much sanitation workers get now in New York? In a lot of cities, it's like It's a well-paying job, but who would want it? Who would want to work in those hot days and those cold days? You know, going back and forth, picking up garbage. Garbage. I mean, just think about it. Just think if it was like 100 degrees here today. You're just like, all thing, you know, I mean, say you had little problems at home or something, or, you know, you don't have a G'd up pad or something, and you're just like, okay. No, I mean, you ever hear them out front yelling, talking? But anyways, he was like, you know, he was seeing these things. It's like, you know, but I mean, did the vision, did it all? I mean, was the torch passed correctly? I mean, that was how many years ago? 60, just to guess. I don't know, 68, 78, 88, 98, 2008, 2050. I don't know, say 50, 50. And Johnny's saying Fleetwood Mac's going on tour. I thought Stevie Nicks just turned 70 yesterday. You know what it is? When you're young, you're part of history. You're making history. You know, all the young ones. Like, I'll say it during the week. I mean, I know it's Monday. It's Memorial Day. But, well, a few days ago, I was saying, you know, about, yes, you just forgot. Because, yes, I did. I kind of forgot there. Well, all right, let me go back. Director, over here. Okay, that band, Fleetwood Mac, 1970s. No, it wasn't. She's 70. I couldn't believe the band. And it's all about the young, you know, the young people. We have a hot dog thing here. The young people are they're history makers. Oh, I know what it was. It was yesterday. It was a skirmish. It was a skirmish thing. You know, he was directing. You know, not directing, but talking to the people that are just going to go out there, right? It's young, it's you. It's you. And older people are like historians, like, you know, they've been around everything. They're not trendsetters anymore, you know. I mean, they're just kind of offering advice here and there. I mean, because when it comes down to it, like, you know, I mean, the message is always about like all this healthcare nowadays and everything, which, you know, is good. And the things, you know, that people, you know, they need and everything. I mean, we're like nickel and dime over all this kind of stuff. But anyway, getting back to Biden. Biden was like, you know what it is? You know what, Trump? You know what the Republicans? The Republicans are turned into nationalists. They're white nationalists. You know, this is how you charge your base. You know, this is your leader. Just like when Kennedy was shot. There was a movement going on. There was a movement. And Kennedy, yes, he was going after certain demographics, certain voters. And also, I mean, just think 60 years ago, it was a promise. You know, he's promising these things. He's promising these things. And which is so weird to me. I mean, just a couple days ago, or this week, or whatever, this year, you know, somebody wants to, like, put an investigation saying it wasn't Sirhan. You know, that he could have never shot Robert Kennedy. That there was another gunman. What is it? I mean, what are these things that they just come out? All these, I mean, so in other words, nobody, I mean, the guy's still probably in jail. I think he's still alive. You know, 50 years ago, he must have been in his 20s. Or maybe a young man, I don't know. Anyways. And they, you know, people just come like historians and the history makers. But 50 years have gone by. I mean, it was that day. It was a quiet day. You know, the train went through Pennsylvania. And, you know, they're interviewing people, and they were saying, you know, it's just, he really wanted to do so much. And now it's just like a somber day and everything. Like, it's like, are we really, like, what is the agenda? I mean, because 50 years have gone by. Yes, we made some progress, stuff like that. But did we really? I mean, going back to what Martin Luther King said, he's like, look at these places. We just want opportunity. We don't want this. This is, I mean, why the rich and the powerful and the educated and everything like that, they get all the good stuff. And this is what you're going to give us? Nancy Pelosi, she said when Trump did that, he's giving us crumbs. The young, you're going to go out, you're going to pay for all this. So all the things that you have calculated in your head, all the things that you believe, is that a baseball up there? All the things that you believe should take place, you're paying for them. And you have to have regulations. You have to think how you're going to pay for all this stuff. When we still have all these problems, did they go away? Apparently, these problems only come on when there's an election. When there's an election, everyone seems to know what the problem is. It is a baseball. We can't get up there. We're in the dugout. All right, we don't know the Yankees score or the Red Sox score. What we do know, it is Memorial Day, and it's just our thought on things. Like, it's a place to come to, like a stopwatch, a stopwatch in time. Like, I'm a historian right now. What's going to happen? Of course, Johnny and Rishmo, they want impeachment, and a lot of people just want impeachment because obviously he's doing everything wrong. So what's going to happen? Who's the newcomer? Who's the newcomer? The leaders. And going back to 1968, like, look at these places. We don't want, we want a shot. Opportunity at it. Really, is this, hello? What you were looking for, till you heard the voices in your head.